movie, Legends of the Fall. I felt that these words would help me encapsulate my thoughts on this auspicious occasion. We, the graduates in front of you today, believe that we are called by some mysterious entity greater than ourselves. We claim to hear an inner voice, a voice that compels us to act in order to fulfill a unique destiny of our own. But somehow, along the way, because of the vagueness of the voice heard, some of us were confused and thought that everything is lost. And in following that seemingly disturbing inner voice, I saw many of us do crazy things. There is a known saying, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. My dear batchmates, while reading all the endless notes, writing countless papers, and ultimately finishing all the exams that are important, it is the little exciting moments and tensions from each supposedly insignificant moment in our academic life that will remain etched in our memories. As we look back on our journey in LST, the passage of time has indeed recorded times of both distress and great joy. I invite you, however briefly, to relive some of those memories with me. I will start with my very own personal experience. Way back freshman year, in our church history class under Father Tony De Castro. It seems just like yesterday, barely 3 weeks from the start of the semester, that he asked our class, "What do you think about Irenaeus' argument that there should be only 4 Gospels since there are 4 corners of the world?" Nobody dared to raise his hand. Then he said, "Come on, there's no wrong answer. I just want to hear your opinion." There I was, sitting in the front row, like an innocent lamb looking back at him. Then it happened. He looked at me and said, "You, what do you think?" So I plainly answered, "Well, I find it too simplistic and unreasonable." Then all hell broke loose. While writing my answer in bold letters on the board, Father Tony shouted, "Too simplistic, unreasonable, etc., etc." Don't you have any idea how deep his theological insight is? The scene was like a Rexona commercial. Sana kinain na lang ako ng lupa. Bakit pa pumasok pa ako ng araw na yun? It was like a crucifixion scene. I was sitting in between 2 thieves. On my left was my very supportive brother, Willow, who could not contain himself from silently laughing. And on my right was Rachel Sanchez, where is she there, giving me a sympathetic look, who after class told me, "Kung sa akin nangyari yun, naiyak na siguro ako." That was my baptism of fire in LST. From then on, I learned 2 things. First, don't look at your teacher if you do not know the answer. Second, in LST, you cannot go to class unprepared. You'll never know what might hit you. In LST, we are trained to be responsible students, to think critically and reflect deeply. I am sure my batchmates have similar experiences just like mine, maybe with other professors. I owe it to Father Tony why I am standing here in front of you. It's payback time, Father. No, seriously. Thank you, Father Tony, for teaching us to be true theologians. Yun ang dapat nagkakaroon. forget the story of Mirna's unconditionally forgiving mother, or the family that had canned goods as their fence in our class under Father Manoling Francisco. We all left the classroom with teary eyes. Father Mano was able not just to give theological inputs, but in all his lectures, palaging may kagat sa puso. In LST, we learned that theology is not just an academic pursuit, but it must reach the deepest core of our being. To Father Manoling, wherever nasaan ba siya, who is not just a teacher, but a friend and spiritual director for most of us, maraming salamat po. I am sure everyone will recall how multi-talented our batch is. Besides the energetic band of our OMI brothers who played every LST night, have you heard the lovely voice of our batch balladeer? No, I am not referring to Jurang Belsasil OMI, though he really has a sweet voice. Let me give you a hint. Love moves mysterious way. Yes, in one of our classes, under Father Manny Flores, a star was born. We discovered our future singing homilies, Vivenio Matugas. Or has anyone forgotten in our Sacraments of Initiation class, under Father Tim Ofracio, how Reverend Jim Ramos turned out to be a good hairstylist? Have you seen how Cito Torrejeros, Rolly Galaura, Ramel Poquita, Efren Decrito, Jeff Nadua, Mark Serna, Daniel Mata, Jenny Capindo, Jing Ramos, and I.J. Gonzaga bagged the trophy for our batch in the basketball tournament? How Kirby Bagaslao every cheer dance that we have to painstakingly imitate. But wait, there's more. Thanks to Sister Bernie Dianson, in our class in Paul, we discovered that Anselmo Cunyo is into heavy dramatic acting, supported by no less than Reverend Daniel Mata. Father Mario, let me tell you, I am not surprised why Kel Ortega chose Pericoresis as his synthesis paper.